Is this a patron too?
The Minister for the Environment and Energy will just cease interjecting. He's far too loud. The member for Gellibrand on a point of order.
Yes, point of order, Mr Speaker. Is Merchant Banker Gobbledygook in order?
No, and you leave under 94A. The member for Gellibrand will leave straight away or I'll name him.
Very narrow window of what he can actually talk about, and if the President is allowed for him to debate the subject...
Can you just pause for Leader of the House, just pause for a sec, just pause for a sec. No, well, you might have finished, but I didn't hear the last bit, thanks to the member for Wakefield, who will now do as I predicted. He'll leave under 94A.
There are over 1,000 businesses engaged in this just one project, and already
member for Shortland will leave under 94A.
Has been generated.
Consumers up to $416 a year, and for businesses, small businesses, $1,457 a year.
South Australia, which had caused so much despair for businesses, for families throughout South Australia, as nothing more than a hiccup. That's right, nothing more than a hiccup.
Member for Bass will leave under 94A.
Let's not forget.
In the last 12 months, we've created 300,000 new jobs.
Member for Wakefield will leave under 94A.
Squad, and we know gangs have been running rampant in parts of Australia.
The member for Wills will leave under 94A.
I thank the member for
The member for Whitlam will leave under 94A. The Manager of Opposition Business, the Prime Minister has indicated he's concluded his answer. The member for Newcastle will leave under 94A. The Minister will just pause for a second. Members on my left, I've warned about interjecting. There's many I warn every day, several times a day. One of them is the member for Wakefield, who I've asked to cease interjecting today. I think he knows what follows next. He can leave under 94A. The Minister
to ask questions about
member for Gellibrand,
border protection, about
member
how
for
we
Gellibrand
got the 8,000 children out of detention that he and his colleagues put into the
resume his seat. The Minister resume his seat. The member for Parramatta, Paterson, thank you for correcting me. I don't want to eject the wrong person. The member for Paterson can leave under 94A. On the point of order, the member for Blair makes a reason. The member for Barton will leave under 94A. I've made it very clear I'm not going to negotiate points of order with interjections constantly through question time.
That were germane to the future of the Australian people.
Prime Minister resume his seat. The member for Lyons will leave under 94A.
Ineligibility. And actually, when you take the time to read the advice that Labor commissioned, which sat in someone...
Australians safe, Mr Speaker. Countries that have a sluggish economy
will leave
have
under
a
94A.
budget that is stretched.
Prime Minister will resume his seat. The member for Grayndler will resume his seat. The member for Grayndler will resume his seat. The member for Hunter can leave under 94A. That'll make what I'm doing easier. I need to state the point of order.
My point of order is that we're not allowed to ask the envoy on drought questions. So therefore, how can we?
What about the
member for Prime Minister will resume his seat. The member for Grayndler in particular knows the standing orders with respect to who can be asked questions very well, and so I have no choice but to regard that as a deliberate, frivolous point of order, and he'll leave under 94A.
Mr Speaker, they treat the senior Australians as a piggy bank to
for a second. The member for Fenner's already been... Member for McMahon will cease interjecting. He's warned. The member for Fenner's already been warned. He can leave under 94A.
Their aunt, their uncle, their mum, their dad, their sister, their brother, their partner, their wife, their husband. They deserve better than this tit for tat.
Them directly with my office.
The Minister will pause for a second. The member for McEwen will leave under 94A.
The dementia supplement with the severe behaviour response team, notwithstanding our significant investment into mental health of $100 million.
Treasurer will pause. The member for Ballarat's now been warned twice. She'll leave under 94A. It's very simple. If you interject, you're out. Just pause for a second. I've cautioned the member for Braddon numerous times. She'll leave under 94A.
$100 million for the third action plan, 2016-19.
The member for Brand, it can't be repeatedly warned. She'll leave under Standing Order 94A for continually interrupting.
That was in the budget I handed down, Mr.
The Prime Minister
Speaker.
will resume his seat. The members for Griffith and Fenner will leave under 94A. The Prime Minister.
The fact is,
Prime
Mr.
Minister
Speaker,
will just pause. Prime Minister, if you just pause for a second. The member for Moreton can leave the chamber. That'll lower the temperature.
To get more construction
Member for
in the
McMahon
sector
will leave under
with
94A.
our tax incentive.
like the usual Canberra politician that Australians are sick of.
The member for Isaacs will leave under 94A. Minister's time. The member for Griffith, who's been warned yet again, will leave under 94A, and the Minister for Defence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The member for Wakefield, the warnings don't last for a minute, okay? Leave under 94A, please, and get on with it. The member for Bruce can leave under 94A. I'm not going to be continually interrupted. Member for Wakefield, the member for Wakefield, I don't know what you said, but it really matters. You can leave under 94A.
Apprentices and
member for Moreton will leave 94A. More. Now we'll just pause. The member for Lalor will leave under 94A. Someone had to be first. The member for Wakefield will leave under 94A. The Prime Minister has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well,
the member for Wakefield will not get to hear the answer. He can leave under 94A. The Prime will pause. The member for Chiefley will leave under... Treasurer, just stop talking for a second. Thank you. The member for Chiefley will leave under 94A. The member for McEwen has already been warned. He interjects regularly. He can leave under 94A.
After having been so high
the
under those
Minister will
opposite.
pause. The member for Bruce will leave under 94A. I'm not going to have anyone at the dispatch box shouted at continuously. The members for Braddon and Hotham will leave under 94A. A second. The member for McEwen, I think the member for Barker's completely missing the moment. He will leave under 94A.
Troubling.
The member for Isaacs can leave under 94A.
And the people of Cape
Commissioner about that.
Attorney General, just pause for a second. The member for Lyons can leave under 94A.
There were two parts.
The member for Gellibrand will leave under 94A. The member for Hotham will leave under 94A. The Prime Minister, resume his seat. The member for Bruce will leave under 94A.